So I'm gonna wait to at least the 2-minute mark, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into this, okay? I'm gonna wait till at least the 2-minute mark. I don't even know if YouTube gonna send out the notification because I just got off from the live screen, but we shall see, okay? Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on in, come on in, come on in. Y'all hit the thumbs up button if you will when you come in. I appreciate it. Hey, Christy L. Welcome, 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 honey bun. You the first one to comment. PNG Media News. Hey, welcome, honey buns. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 8 people in here. Hit the thumbs up button. 9 people in here. Hit the thumbs up button. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Cynthia Murray. All right, we almost at the 2-minute mark. Chosen indeed. We almost at the 2-minute mark. Now, I'm gonna do something before I start talking, and it's gonna bring everything together. Yesterday, something happened, and I'm gonna play a song. Okay, I know I won't be able to monetize this video because I'm gonna play this song. It's the first time I heard it yesterday after the series of events that happened. Then I'm gonna tell you what happened. How many of y'all been following me for a long time on this platform? How many of y'all have saw me having to react back and forth with people? How many have you saw or heard me say people laughing at me because I'm an open book? I just be real with y'all. Try to be transparent as possible with y'all. People come in my live streams and my videos and they try to down me. How many of you heard me say people pray on my downfall? Those things are true. For no apparent reason. No reason. People take the content, try to make it their own like it came from them. Everything. How many of y'all out of 14 people in here has been with me throughout the constant battle, I would say, since 2021? None of you? None of you in here have been watching me that long? Has anyone? Oh, Cynthia Murray, you said you have. Okay, got you. I know there's some people in here that don't want to talk because they're in here for other reasons. Confirm the mess that you've been going through back and forth. Okay, Christy. Okay, so now, okay. So, I'm going to tell y'all what happened. I do have an update for y'all. And let this be, like I say, my issues on this platform has been people taking my content. And when I say taking my content, it's on different levels. Okay? It's on different levels. And they try to disguise it throughout theirs. Every single time. And I done had some people that did not say they didn't do it. They said they was inspired. And that's fine. I'm glad they did not lie and say they didn't do it. Okay? But a lot of time people have tried to make me look like I'm the crazy one. I'm not always with the problem. But not knowing, I've always have had to deal with people taking my kindness for weakness, So it's nothing new. But I'm finna, I guess people would say it's a testimony or something. I'm finna bring some things together, and I hope it encourage other people. Try to do what's right. Try to pray and calm down if you've been one of them like me where you get on you let your emotions and stuff because you know it's not right. Calm down. Now I'm gonna play this. Yesterday was the first time I ever heard it. But when I tell you, those of you that know me, that has been following me, you gonna understand the words coming out this lady's mouth in this song, okay? And you're gonna be able to say, if you truly knows and been following me, you're gonna be able to say, MGL, that was written for you. And then I'm gonna tell you what I gotta tell you. Listen to the words.
Sideways, thought I lose control, but I learned something that changed the whole game. I don't gotta fight every battle in my name. Used to clap back at everybody talking. Used to go to war, now I'm just walking. In authority, knowing God got this. They throwing shots, but they all gon' miss. Cause the battle ain't mine, it's the Lord's. I don't need weapons, He's my sword. They plotting on my downfall every day, but I'm standing still watching God make a way. I don't fight like I used to. I let God handle what He's supposed to. I just stand back and watch Him move. That's the difference, I got nothing to prove. The battle ain't mine, it's the Lord's. I don't gotta fight, that's His war. They coming for me, but they can't reach. God's fighting for me while I'm at peace. The battle ain't mine, I already won. Before it started, it was already done. I just show up and watch Him work. The battle ain't mine, watch Him get hurt. People talking, spreading lies about my name. Told me would've went off, caused the whole scene. But now I know better, I stay in my lane. God defends me better than I could explain. They thought silence meant I was weak, I was just letting God speak. He vindicated me without me saying a word. Truth came out, now they looking absurd. I don't argue with fools no more. I don't fight battles, that ain't my war. I pick my peace over being right. Cause God fights better when I'm out to fight. So let them plot, let them scheme, let them think they win and let them dream. I'm protected, I'm covered, I'm sealed. The battle ain't mine, victory's real. Fight like I used to. I let God handle what He's supposed to. I just stand back and watch Him move. That's the difference, I got nothing to prove. The battle ain't mine, it's the Lord's. I don't gotta fight, that's His war. They coming for me, but they can't reach. God's fighting for me while I'm at peace. The battle ain't mine, I already won. Before it started, it was already done. I just show up and watch Him work. The battle ain't mine, watch Him get hurt. I used to think I had to defend myself. Fight every person, prove my wealth. Clap back at comments, argue all day, but that's exhausting. There's a better way when you let go your battles. You save your energy, you stay out the saddle of being reactive, being stressed. You just rest and watch God do the rest. People can't touch what God protects. People can't break what God connects. People can't stop what God ordains. So I'm fighting when He already reigns. I learned to be still and know He's. I learned to trust Him when things get hard. I learned my mouth don't gotta move when God's already proven true. I don't gotta fight.
Now I'm gonna pause it. She pretty much done said everything. Reacting to comments, reacting to people going around, saying this, that, and the other, doing different things. I mean, the whole thing. It popped up yesterday. I'm gonna tell you how it popped up. So y'all know my issue with Amazon. You know how they did me. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. I talked to somebody else at Amazon at the facility. And she said the same thing that I thought. It seemed like I was targeted. Now, y'all know I was going live on here when I do my Amazon stuff. And I had a couple of comments that was harping on the fact that I was doing it live. I said, okay. So down in my gut, I'm like, the way my thing had crashed when I was in the middle of that live stream, in the middle of that route, and how the representatives treated me on the phone. It's like they knew. It felt like I was targeted, you know? And you remember I talked to y'all about it? I was upset that day, and I said, you know what, maybe this is something God is letting happen, you know, for my good, all right? So I reached out to them several times. They sent me emails saying recycle your vest. Our action stay. It just crazy because I did everything I was supposed to do. Everything. There's a last email that went out to them. I haven't heard nothing back. And it has the video and the photos of everything. Because I told you I like to keep receipts. Because I'm used to people plotting and changing stuff and trying to make things seem like it's not. So I keep all receipts. All receipts. All text messages. Everything. And I also take them when I need them. So when I had to deliver, I took my pictures of every house with the package at the door. All right? They ain't responded now. They was quick when they didn't think I had the information. But now that I sent that email, nice little email with everything for them, they ain't said nothing. So the person I talked to said it seemed like I was targeted. So that just ain't coming from me. Because how everything's set up, you can kind of see it. I do believe somebody on here reported me being live. I was on YouTube and I saw there's another guy. He works for Amazon. And he does DSP and he does the Flex. He films. He films his routes and stuff. There's a lot of people on on YouTube film their Amazon Flex. So I knew that couldn't have been an issue, but it could be if somebody done targeted you. So he had a situation where he was on the investigation because somebody from YouTube reported him to Amazon saying something about he had somebody's address in the thing. Well, after they did, I think, a month-long investigation on him, they realized that the video they talking about, he didn't show nobody's address. And they took him out of suspension mode. He's still working for Amazon. So I had that feeling. And when I tell y'all people pray on my downfall, I've been knowing that for a long time. Okay? I ain't heard nothing from Amazon. So, was it Saturday we was at Walmart? Saturday when my stomach went crazy too, wasn't it? So I've been having some issues with my stomach. Every year around this time, it seemed like I get a 24-hour stomach bug. So Saturday, you had an Amazon thing that evening, didn't you? Because that's when my stomach was. So we had to go an hour away, y'all. My stomach, I had to stop 2 times. I don't know what was going on. But earlier that day, we was in Walmart. I have a video coming out for you. I'm not going to say what we was doing in Walmart. But we was in Walmart. And it's because the normal place that I would normally go to, what I tried to get done, wasn't available. So I had to go to Walmart to try to get it done. It was going so slow. So I kept seeing people come to the aisle that I was on, and they was scanning stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, Instacart, I got Instacart. We don't do Walmart. DoorDash don't do Walmart. Uber Eats don't do Walmart. I kept saying they were so nice. So I asked one of the ladies, I said, are y'all doing deliveries? She said, oh yeah, baby. She said, Spark delivery for Walmart. I said, I signed up for that a couple years ago. I signed up for Spark when I signed up for Amazon Flex a couple years ago, but it wasn't for my area. She said, baby, go ahead on and sign up. She said, my friend got on in a couple days. It took me about a week. I said, okay, cool. So I already had the email, but I hadn't did anything because it wasn't for my area. So while I was standing there handling what I had to handle, and because it was moving so slow, I was there for about a good 45 minutes to an hour. I got on my phone and I went to Spark. I did everything on my phone standing right there. Everything that it up to the four wheel would let me do. All right. Got in the car, uploaded everything else that I needed to do, insurance, boom, 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 bam. It's done. How about yesterday, Sunday? Yesterday, they sent me a thing saying, you can go ahead and start delivering. The Walmart One card is one of the pay options. If you didn't have one, you can link your bank account, or you'll wait till they send you a Walmart One card. How about a year ago, I signed up for the Walmart One card. I've been had my Walmart One card, so I didn't have to wait for anything to come in. My background check came through in less than 24 hours. My insurance and everything was done in less than 24 hours. Your girl went from Saturday to yesterday, Sunday, as a Walmart Spark delivery driver. And guess what? So I turned it on and said, okay, let me learn and see how this is, what this about. Because I'm thinking I just go shop. I seen a thing come up, said 23 stops, $56. I'm like, wait a minute. It's supposed to be shopping people orders. I was in my car. I drive a Nissan. So the size from the SUV Oronde have to the size of a Nissan. I said, you know what? I'm going to try it. I accepted the order. Told me to go to the curbside pickup. Went there. Made sure my trunk was all good. I'm expecting these folks come out with boxes, packages, just like Amazon Flex. But they Walmart boxes and packages. I'm like, wait a minute. What? That's the 23 stops. That's the 23 stops. So what I was doing for Amazon Flex, I'm doing for Walmart now. Got paid instantly. Did not have to wait till my block was over like Amazon Flex to get paid. And when I tell you, it was so much more relaxing. So much more relaxing. I had a trunk full of boxes and packages. I did not have to drive all the way an hour away like I did for Amazon. It was right in my city. I think the furthest I went, I did make it to Richlands, which is about 20 minutes away. There's 5 Walmarts in the area that I can pick up from. I don't have to do the bulk orders. I can go in and shop your order too, if I want to, whichever one I want to take. So, after that happened, that song I played for y'all just popped up. First time I ever. It was almost like someone was saying, you see, that wasn't a battle for you to fight. You did all you could. But God had something else you needed to do, because I had already signed up for that years ago. I just didn't know it had made it to my area. I didn't know. Had Publix, I was able to do what I was supposed to do at Publix, I would have never been at Walmart during that time. I would have never came across. The aisle that I was on was the energy drink aisle. And I kept seeing several people come through, and I could see their phone. And they had their kids and stuff with them, and they would pick the thing up and they would scan. I'm like, what in the world? Am I missing something? Because I try to keep up with all the gig work. And I had this one lady. I love to see white people talk to us black folks with the most kindness and relate to us, because not all of them do it. But I will talk to anybody if you are respectful and kind. I do not have a difference in my soul about nobody and their race. You got some of us though will toot their nose up for no daggone reason. And you got some of them will stare you down and roll their eyes, but not everybody is the same. That lady was like, yeah, baby, she talked to me like she would. And I say this to say this, you don't normally see too many talk to us the way we talk to each other. And I'm just like, but like I told you, I'm of both race. So I cannot have that type of, you know, it's not. She the one that told me. She said, "Go ahead." She said, "Do it." She didn't look at me and say, "Oh, I ain't telling her nothing because that's gonna hold me back." See, that's how some of us is. I ain't telling her nothing because if I tell her, that's less orders for me. Everybody ain't like that. People have told me stop telling stuff to help people because that's gonna lessen you. I would never do that. I would never do that. Some people don't tell you stuff because they feel like you're going to either outshine them or it's going to be less for them instead of helping and letting everybody have an opportunity. It worked out. It literally, I don't care if they don't. The way they treated me, and I went out my way for Amazon, I don't care if they don't respond to me. I don't. Because God opened a more relaxing door. Something I had already signed up for, but you only could sign up and then like your email, and then they say we'll send you, and they probably sent me an email saying me it was in the area and I just didn't see it. It could be in my spam or something. But at the end of the day, as quick as that went, Saturday everything in, Sunday I'm dry. I couldn't go live yesterday, but I did that bulk delivery yesterday and got paid instantly. So relaxing, so much more relaxing. I don't have to wonder if they gonna send me an hour away, and don't know when I get till I get there. So, what I learned is sometimes things can look very bad. And remember, I said, yeah, I know people laughing and this, that, and the other. Laugh now, because one thing that I know, God got me. He knows the heart. That's what people miss. People can look at what you do and all this and try to judge you. God knows your heart. He looks at each one of us different. He don't see us in the way man see us. He looks at each one of us different. So, the little comments, I do think I was targeted. I do think it was somebody. And I had a couple of people come in and different accounts, and they was harping on you doing live stream. And out of all the other stuff, and so many people, these people got Amazon Flex accounts catered to just Amazon Flex. So I knew that wasn't the issue. But you can kind of read how people write things. I believe I was targeted because people did not want to see me succeed. I was too happy. I was making money. I was hustling, getting my grind on, doing what I gotta do. And people don't like to see that, especially if they don't have that type of mindset. So yes, I do think I was targeted. I do think. But that's okay though, because a lot of my enemies, some of the ones that's sitting right in here right now, being closed mouth and just looking, you're gonna understand when you are messing with someone that's not doing anything to you and is trying to walk in the path of God, things start happening that you can't even see that what you're doing is causing it. You can't even see that what you're doing is not working against the person you're trying to do. Like I told y'all, that individual who I thought was my friend that told me every time somebody try to do something to you, God stops it. That told me all I needed to know. Thank God I was never in that person's presence. That told me all, and for somebody to tell you that told me all that I needed to know. And people need to understand. God is watching when you praying on other folks' downfall. God is watching when you come with different motives, when you're doing little sneaky tactics and stuff just to get under a person's skin, as if we don't have already a lot on our plates already. And why? Why? You don't like this individual because your friend may not like this individual. You don't like this individual because of how he or she carry themselves. You know, that's not your place to judge no one. But I am a witness of I done went through so much just on this platform alone. In life, but on this platform alone. And you can't break me. I'm not built that way. I have gave reaction to things that did not deserve a reaction. I'm not going back and forth with fools. I'm not. When I chose the end of last year to get back on my spiritual journey, I have fought like hell since then. Because so many people has tried to provoke me. And you don't get rid of habits that you have had overnight. So, me, always like, no, responding to this, no. I'm not going to lose my peace over trying to prove that I'm right. I'm not going to lose my peace trying to let y'all see that somebody else is picking with me or bothering me or doing something underhanded. Because at the end of the day, God going to reveal it. Oh, he going to reveal it. And that's one person you cannot tangle with. You can't go toe to toe with him. You cannot do it. Nope. When I go back and look at everything God have done for me, even with having my kids, them in them delivery rooms, the doctor say no, but God said yes. I'm sitting right here. What the doctor said was gonna happen if I didn't take blood, I didn't take it, and I'm sitting right here. I was on my last day. I was about out of here. That car accident, doctor don't know if I ever walk again. I'm walking. And the look on their face when I went back 2 weeks later. And the night before I was due to go back for my thing is when my legs started regaining strength. They started waking up, jumping and stuff. Walked in there and he could not believe it. Felt the knot that was sitting on my spine, on my tailbone. It was gone. He could not believe it. The individual that I was dating that left me with our kid because he thought I wasn't going to be able to walk. I've been through some mess since I hit my adult life of being on my own. And I feel like because I chose to be on my own for no reason. At 18, I had to learn these things. Being in different relationship with different people that was gangsters that I didn't know at first, that could have put me and my child in danger. But when I learned, I got out those relationships. Seemed like I was constantly attracting the thugs. the good thugs are the ones that you they have things that you kind of be like, is you a thug? But then you don't really know because they're a clean thug. Those types. But I done been through so much. The issue with the gallbladder. I ain't have that much time. That thing was, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for God, it was going to bust. I probably wouldn't been sitting here talking to you. Just because doctors didn't pay attention. Or I had a surgeon that didn't want to do it. So many things. It's like God knew he wasn't meant to do it. This one was meant to do it because ain't no telling him. So many things. And people still think that they can pray on my downfall. You still think you can succeed in that. When God then perform bigger miracles for me. And I do believe it's because God knows my heart. No matter what picture people try to provoke you and paint you to be, God knows. And I don't try to live my life to prove nothing now to nobody. Nobody living, walking, and talking and breathing on this earth just like me. I'm not gonna try to prove nothing to nobody. It's only one person that it matters to. Well, I'm gonna say two people: Jehovah and Jesus, His Son Jesus Christ. Two. So you can't reach what's protected. Please understand that. And I'm gonna do my best to try to live my life in a way to where I can keep God's protection. Cause some of y'all creatures out here is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You don't have a conscience. You don't have any morals, any dignity. It's ridiculous. And it's sad. But those are bad seeds. Those are bad seeds. And that just comes with life. You know, you're gonna have the good and the bad, and you're gonna have people that comes with life. You know what I'm saying? So your girl is still and the thing about it with Spark, like I say, I could go in and shop the order. I think I could stage orders. Or I can do the delivery just like it with Amazon. I asked the guy that came that bought my thing out there. He said, "Yeah, it's Walmart's version of Amazon Flex." Yeah, yeah. And I could do it. I can turn my app on right now and just work. I don't have to wait like with Amazon. You gotta wait for them to send you a block. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. Cut it on. Do however many I want to do. Cut it off, and yeah. So I was just so shocked, like, cause I didn't know they do all that. I was just so shocked, like, wow. I'm learning that if you sit, be still, be patient, and just wait and try to be. See, you can't be out here being ugly to folks, doing underhanded stuff to folks, trying to make people have bad days and then go to God and constantly do it and constantly do it and do it every day and then say, I'm going to pray about it. No, because you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. You can't do that. It don't work like that. And some people think that it works like that. Some people actually think that it works like that. It don't work like that. There are some things that you know is not right. And people will sit up and do it every single day. One thing about me, with God's help, I'm always come out on top. Y'all ain't picked that up yet. Y'all don't see that. Sometimes things is meant for you not to see. It's meant for you to keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on. So some of you may not be able to see that. May not be able to see that. So continue on, because like I say, I'm not gonna let y'all take, well, I'm gonna say people, and that go for family and associates. I'm not gonna let nobody steal my peace that God has made available for me. See, He's made peace available for us. We just gotta know how to take it and how to make it work, how to keep it. And that's not letting people provoke you. Every action does not deserve a reaction from me. I'm not going back and forth with fools. Not doing it. Not doing it. So it's just like how everything came together. And that's why I say that song just like, it just popped up. And everybody in the car was just like, the kid said, Mom, that fits you so well. Like, that's exactly what, I couldn't believe it. It was almost like it was meant to be played or come up in my little thing just for me to hear. Like, now you see. Now you see. So, um, yeah. See, I comments and I'm gonna get off. Even though you enjoyed the job, God has something better for you. Just wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Yes, Cynthia Murray, so true. Congratulations, yeah. Won't he do it? Yes, ma'am, T Moni. All the time, all the time. Greetings, lady. Hello, MGL family. I'm not too late. What I miss? Hey, La Familia. Hey, honey bun. He had something better for you. Your assignment with Amazon was up. Yup. Yup, I see that now. I am so happy you have found peace working. Sometimes what we may want for ourselves may not necessarily be what God has planned for us. God has something. Exactly, Christy. Yep. Come on, it is awesome. Right place at the right time. God had you. God got you. So happy. But thank you. Thank y'all all. Thank y'all all so much. So I want this to be encouraging because in life we forget that. We forget, to lean on Jehovah. We forget that. We try to fix things. We be upset. We question why. Because I question why. Why every time I try to do something, it seems like people that don't work as hard as I do and trying to do something always come out on top. Why does it seem like I always have an issue? Why does it seem like, and I've learned not to question that, you know? Not the question, it just go with the flow. I ask for God's protection over my household, my kids, my husband, and everything. So I have to, I guess, and it's hard as an imperfect human being to understand this. Well, no, it's not hard to understand it, but to actually, you know, practice it, I guess you could say, is sometimes He's looking out for you when you feel like it's negative. And it actually be positive that He's looking out for you. So that's what I have to keep in mind. But it sounds like God bless this word. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. La Familia. I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna ask you to watch the replay. Because I don't want to just blurt it out. I want you to see how it all came together. But He did. Yes, He did. I'm so happy. But trust the process because you're protected and you'll be alright. Thank you, T Moni. I see that now. I literally see that. I literally see that. I always known it because I known the things that I have went through. Like I say, becoming an adult, you know, mainly. So I see that, I literally see that. That's why if y'all notice, I've been slow to speak. Y'all know I used to react back to people constantly. I'm slower than what I used to speak. I don't throw out too many polecats like I used to neither. Trying to watch that. But I'm imperfect and I try. And sometimes I have had to get in the comments lately. But not like I used to be. Not like I used to be. I let people talk. I let people, do whatever they want to do. Like the individual taking my content and stuff and putting it off in her thing. She too old for that. All I can do now is just pray for her, because there was no need. There was no need. And then you know what? I feel like she missed out on a gem. I would have literally helped her. I would have helped her with her editing. I would have helped her with a whole lot of stuff. But maybe that wouldn't have been in God's plan neither because of how everything went. And that's why I say sometimes your actions, you know, if they're not good intentions, they can make you miss out. And that's for all of us. All of us. All of us. Try to make sure that your intentions towards people and things are good. Don't try to take from people and make yourself shine because you don't want, and I'm going to tell you this. The main thing on these platforms, when people take your content or your ideals and they don't tell where they got it from, it's because they don't want you to shine. They feel like that if I say who I got this from, then people gonna go over there and watch her and not me. Not understanding that actually that may be a blessing because you're helping other people, and it's only right. It's only right. If I watch something and I get an idea or whatnot, that's why I don't watch. I watch foreign, a lot of foreign stuff. That's why I don't watch, because everybody ain't gonna do it for you. Everybody ain't gonna do it for you. And I have had situations where I have shouted people out. I had a lot of moderators. What did they do? They left. They left and they went to my enemy because they were never true for me. They was just there to get those shout outs, to get their self exposed. Deep down, didn't like me for whatever reason. So that's why I say I like to be solo. It's not because I don't want nobody to shine, because when I do OBS, I always tell y'all, NY Prepper is, that's where I've never talked to that man like personally, other than speaking to him in his live streams. But that is the channel that I saw and was like, what is that? And I started researching like how you do that, and I taught myself OBS all the way. But I got the ideal from NY Prepper. Just seeing how his setup and stuff is. And I've told y'all that. If I get an ideal or you bring something to my attention, I am going to, because that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing. Let everybody get a little shine. You got the ideal from someone else. Instead of going over trying to make it like it's your, no. I had someone that tried to justify some years ago that was right, and their own daughter got online and told them, no, that's not right. If you take somebody's ideals, the best thing to do is say where you got it from. This person got up there and blankly told this individual that was not right. They didn't expect that. Shoot, I didn't expect that. Because it's not. But people do it because they don't want you to shine. They don't want you to shine. Somebody asked me the other day, have I ever thought about collaboration? Yeah, I would love to collaborate with people. But I already know how that's going to go. People going to come, try to use me to collaborate. Get they, special, try to get out. And then some people will turn right around and start beef with me. I've had that happen, not with the collaboration, but in a sense of. And so, I'm not going to allow people to do me. I'm not going to fatten no frogs for no snakes now. I'm not going to do that. So, I'd rather just stay solo. Would I love to get somebody that was genuine? And we collab, go back and forth. You take ideas from me. Let people know where you got it from. You may have some for me. I'm a daggone show let people know where I got it from, because that's who I am. But everybody is not like that. They are not like that. And wonder why. And I'm not saying that this the reason, but sometimes when you pray against somebody's downfall, you end up falling. I seen somebody that did a video, and I feel sorry for her, and I'm gonna pray for her. But I remember a time when you was right with the other clan members that was bothering me, and you jumped on the bandwagon and started, every time I do a video about something, you jumped on it. Now you having an issue. I wish you well, but that's, what did I say? And I keep saying that people don't understand, that ladder you get on to go to the top, and you know you done did little things to people, that's gonna be that same ladder you come back down, and you pass the ones that you stepped on. I done said that so many times. Now I'm gonna pray for this lady. I'm gonna pray for her. I hope things get better because it's hard on everybody. But I remember you doing me like that. I remember you doing me like that. I remember times I have broken down on this platform. And because I was upset, those not tears of weakness. It's not tears of weakness. Sometimes you got to cry and let it out and then wipe your eyes and get stronger. The same thing that I talked about, people taking, content and stuff, and then they always getting paid and stuff. They getting the views and this, that, and the other, and they got a little honey hole that they take from. I remember there was a couple little things you said when I was into it with some of your friends. And you was in your videos laughing and stuff. And now you're singing. I wish you well. I'm going to pray everything, works out. But we all have hard times. So taking from someone and not letting nobody else shine, it'll come back around. And I've said it and people laughed it off. Oh, MGL, you can't stop nothing. Let them do all this, that, and where they at now? Where those same people at now? I'm glad I don't do nothing intentionally to bring nobody down. But I remember, I don't forget stuff. I remember. And one thing about it is God see all of us. All of us. All of us. And if I had something to help you, I would. I would. Even though you was over the crew. Where that crew at now? They should be able to get you out of your bind. We got to do better. We got to do better. And the fact that you wouldn't want your own to shine. You wouldn't want one of your own to shine. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Jehovah will fight for you if you be still and let him fight the battle. I think it says that in Exodus. You're right. You're right. He will. Chosen indeed. You're right. Be quick to listen and slow to speak. And slow to anger. You're right. Is my Renaissance grandma. You're right. And that's why I don't know if any of you done seen the change in me. Be honest. Some of you that's in here that's been following me, even from 2021, have y'all saw the change in me? Some people may not have, but I know God have. I know I have. I've seen the change in me, and that right there is a blessing. That's a blessing all in one. That's a big blessing. The change in how I carry myself. I rather carry myself more of how I was raised, because I feel like that's a reflection of my granny and my uncle. And also, I'm the type that if I do something that I know is wrong, and like I say, I'm not perfect at all. I done had my my times, okay? But when I think about it, I feel embarrassed. And when I say embarrassed towards God, that, I have sinned, no matter what the sin is. I'm the type that I feel embarrassed. So now if I feel like I'm going to react and say something, I think about it first. I try to think about it first. Okay, before I let my fingers respond to this individual and I say what all I want to say that's on my mind, Jehovah is looking at me while I do this. Is it worth to respond to this knowing that I can't respond in a nice way? Or is it worth me sitting here doing this and feeling like I'm slapping Jehovah in his face because I know better? And I put my phone down. I won't even respond. I won't even respond. And that's how my conscience, that's how I'm wired. That's how, it ain't always been that way. You know, I done had my young days, you know, I done had my days, okay? I done had my days exploring and, you know, being young. But that's no excuse. These days, being young has become a big excuse to just to do whatever you want. That's not an excuse. I had to learn that. That's not an excuse. No, that's not an excuse neither. But I can see the change in myself. Cynthia Murray said, yes, you are more calmer. Absolutely, yes, I am. And it feels so good. I don't have to prove anything to anybody, you know? So, and I decided to make this decision the end of last year to get back on the right track. You were angry, and to be honest, you had every right to be, considering everything that group of people were doing to you at that time. You have changed by not letting them get you so easy. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. And like I say, I'm imperfect, like we all are. Not perfect at all. I have my struggles to try to stay right. Try to. And even with that, I don't do everything right. Okay? I'm not going to sit on here. It's life. It's just how it is. But I will say, I try. And that's all we can do is try. You know? Try. That's all we can do. And I'm learning, you know. And I think some of it is part of getting older. I'm 38. A lot of people tell me, you young, but I know I'm getting close to 40, and I know 40 ain't old. I know 50 ain't old. 60s ain't old. Shoot. They saying with technology and how everything is, they considering 75 as being elderly. 80. And you can't even really say 75 because there's some 75-year-old people out here getting it. You're only as old as you may seem, as you make yourself to be. If you eating right or whatnot, and sometimes we can eat right and stuff and still have issues. But if you are able to get around and do things no matter age, like they say, age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. You able to get around and, have your mind and stuff. Don't say you old, say you blessed. You know? So, take it easy and keep on going. You still a living being, you know? So, but I will say, I'm thankful to be able to be wise, learn from life's lessons, because everybody can't do that. You got people that's in their 60s and 70s and 50s and stuff that ain't learned that yet. You got people that it's just they're of a certain age where it's almost hard to say that it's easier to say they'll never learn. They don't understand what being peaceful and sitting down and trying to do right means. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So I'm thankful that I am in the place that I am in, have the knowledge about different things that I having the upbringing that I've had. You know, all those things are blessings. So, yeah. So, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. I need to go eat. I got 2 videos that I started and has not finished for y'all. But, trying to get back and doing my daily text readings with y'all. And I have decided to take a week each month out where I don't even do live streams for them. There'll be recordings. But I'll let y'all know ahead of time when that week is coming up. The second channel, In the Kitchen with MGL and Daughters, it's probably going to change again. Because I can do a series over here for In the Kitchen. Okay, since I cook over here. And I can bring the girls in. Actually, there is something that I've been thinking about doing over there for a long time. And I just haven't done it. And I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to do it. Because if I don't just do it, I'm going to end up changing. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And just keep doing it. And I hope it's going to be something that's hopefully is helpful to everybody. Probably save you some money. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna start getting the stuff and just doing them, and then I will let y'all know, you know, what is what. But it's gonna be something that's gonna be get around being helpful for y'all. And I think In the Kitchen is just gonna move over to being a series over here, because we got a lot of cooking to do. Like I say, Oronde is not of my faith. So, and then I ain't gonna lie, we want to eat dressing and stuff too. It's no different from people in my religion that do it the week before. Like I was saying in another live stream, do it the week before and say it ain't for Thanksgiving. Well, you could did this all year. You gather the week before, so you don't have to gather the week of or the day of. Come on now, come on. This is like the perfect time to have your dressing, your turkey, your cranberry sauce. Now I'm cooking. Okay? So I have a lot of live streams for y'all. I got to do my dressing. When did I say I wanted to do the dressing? Did I say today or tomorrow? I was going to freeze. You said early. Yeah, I wanted to do it early. I don't want to be in the kitchen cooking Thursday. So Oronde is used to, you know, having the whole feast and all with his family and stuff. So I always cook. I never push his religion on me, and he never pushes his religion on me. I never push my religion on him, and he never push. But at the end of the day, so I'm gonna say this. Some people say, "Oh, that's unequally yoked." First of all, I was not a baptized witness when I married him. Second of all, people need to understand the meaning of unequally yoked. Just because he belongs to this religion and they may celebrate holidays. Let me say this. And this for the ones that comes at me. If I was a baptized Jehovah's Witness and I decided to celebrate holidays, is that enough to get me disfellowshipped? Nope. So why you think that's enough to keep me out of everlasting life? That's my conscience. If my conscience don't feel like that something is wrong with celebrating Christmas, then I've never heard of someone getting, if they're baptized, getting disfellowship over celebrating Christmas. When I know it's far more stuff. Yeah. Anyway. So, don't come at me in the comment section like that. My faith is my faith. But that does not mean that the part that is of man is going to stop me. Because with every religion, part of that religion, some of the rules are made up by man to make that religion different. Okay? Because when you look up, if you look up, I think it's his name, Brother Rutherford, Russell or something. When you look up, even with my faith, look up how it was created. Who created it? It's still man. You know, it's still man. 1 John 3:16. Let me read that real quick. So, what we need to focus on is how to be pleasing to God and not worried about what somebody, doing. And don't go and say you gonna have, gatherings and all this stuff and eat all this stuff the week before and then so you can say you didn't celebrate. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Um Let me pull that scripture up so I can read it really quick. I don't want to be in the kitchen cooking. No, not Thursday. No. So I'll probably just do my dressing on Wednesday. On Wednesday. Cause I don't want to cook it today or tomorrow and then freeze it and then have to take it out Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So then that may be a little better to do it. Even if I do it tomorrow, I will freeze it. No, I would do it Wednesday. I'll do it Wednesday. I'll do it Wednesday. All right, let me see. 1 John 3:16. By this way we have come to know love, because that one surrendered his life for us, and we are under obligation to surrender our lives for our brothers. Thank you for that scripture. Let's see. You wobble on Thursday. Yeah, I was actually thinking about, I told you I'm not doing any beef or pork, but then I did tell you I may do like my pig feast in moderation, because when I was doing the poly pescatarian, I was not eating beef or pork at all. But y'all, I've been having a taste for chitlins, and I'm like, that's pork. That's pork. I don't think that eating some chitlins this week is gonna mess with my cholesterol too much. I don't think so. Like I say, when they did call me the week late after I had already called them, I asked her, was I in a danger zone? She said, oh no, no, not in a danger zone. Just want to go ahead and get it back down in the range it's supposed to be. So I think I will be good, especially eating healthy. I think I should be able to eat me some chitlins, y'all. I want some chitlins. I literally want some chitlins. I've been having a taste for them and then go back to just not having anything. See, this is part of life. The real, raw, the this, that, and the other. I haven't been eating any pork, any beef. So, I think I should be able to have some chitlins. Oronde said I should be fine with chitlins. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's gonna elevate me like too much. So that's what I've been having a taste for. So that's probably what I will get me some and cook them. There's only one I will eat that's pre-cooked, and that's Stevens, but that's because they be cleaned good. I do have to cook them for hours though. They don't be cooked enough. I like my chitlins to be melting in your mouth. The only reason why I stopped eating chitlins is because of the price hike. They done lost their mind. I would have 2 to 3 bowls with some hot sauce, just smack it. Yes, La Familia. I know. Look, the Stevens brand, they hire too now. They hire too now. But I will say, spoil yourself. If don't nobody else eat them, spoil yourself. I'm gonna get me a couple of the little containers of the Stevens. Down a white container thing. Like I say, they clean to my liking, but they ain't cooked to my liking. I have to cook them for hours and hours and hours and hours. They're supposed to be already cooked. hours and hours and hours. And that's what I plan on doing. So I'm gonna get a couple, because in the house, let me see. I wonder, you eat chitlins every now and then, don't you? He don't eat a lot of chitlins, but he'll eat some. Me and Tatiana, now the OJ and Kylie is kind of like, they're hit and miss. Me and Tatiana, for the most part, we would tear them up. Okay, so I think we'll be fine. Oh, you didn't mean First John? Okay, because I that's why I said thank you for the scripture. I got it, but I was kind of like, okay, So it's, you just wanted John 3:16, not First John. Um, wait. Okay. Hold on. Did you? Okay. John 3:16. Um, for God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten Son, so that everyone exercising faith in him may not be destroyed, but have everlasting life. Yeah, yeah. So that's why I was saying. Now, am I gonna celebrate Christmas? No, no. But I'm just using it as a thing, as an example of, we can't twist things for our likings. Read the Bible and understand it. And everybody is not going to interpret the same. Um, Everybody's conscience is different. But unless you know you have done some horrible sins and haven't repented, um, then you have a little different issue. Are you going to cook them in the pressure cooker? I'm thinking about it. Honey, you read my mind. Or do you just prefer to cook them regular on the stove? I've been cooking them on the stove, but y'all know, I had never used the pressure cooker until this year. So I'm thinking about putting them in the pressure cooker and seeing if that's going to cook them real quicker. Um, than me having to. So I may put them in for about an hour, hour and a half in the pressure cooker and see how that do. But I will definitely go live while I'm doing these things for y'all, okay? I definitely go live and do most of my cooking live for y'all. Um, but yeah, I'm actually thinking about using the pressure cooker. Um, you are so kind, LOL. I try to be. I try to be. I try to be. Um, And when I say try to be, it's not hard. I say that because I done had to get out of character, with people, provoking. But other than that, I am a kind person. It's just who I am. I would talk to anybody. Or they be like, you in there running your mouth. Well, we had a conversation. Me and the lady were talking about this, that, and the other. I have an approachable face, so I've been told. People will come to me and just talk. I don't have a problem with it. We all on this earth. We should be trying to help each other out, no matter what our race, skin color, and stuff is. But everybody's all on that same level. So yeah, yeah. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. But look, y'all, we get up off of here. I need to go feed my face, and y'all got to put some in the bread basket because I ain't done that. And like I said, my stomach had been, I don't know. So yeah, I need to do that, and I need to see if I can get me a couple of spark orders. So yeah, so let this be an example of when things seem like it ain't working out, mate, and you know what your prayer is, how you try to live your life and stuff. Sometimes it may be because there is something better. you know, and that's what it seemed like it happened in my case, whether I was targeted or not. But to hear to have that in the back of my head, and then somebody at the facility actually tells me it sounds like I was targeted that works there, they know more. So yeah, and I actually didn't do nothing. I was just hustling, trying to make my money. Out working. Days I don't feel like it. Sometimes I don't have a gallbladder. I have GERD, and then y'all, I'm a woman. I go a week menstruating like any other female. Y'all forget that. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. I don't have the energy, you know. But I get out and I push myself and I work, doing different things. And then to have somebody to still be praying on your downfall, that nah. Mm-mm. 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 No. Mm-mm. So I'm anemic, iron deficient, anemic. Those things plays in my of having energy, and I'm trying to get all that together. So I can have you know time to do this, but and then somebody tried to come in a couple of weeks ago and say I was lazy. Y'all know darn well I ain't never. That's one thing about me. I ain't never had a lazy bone, even from a child. When I would see my uncle try to fix the lawnmower and stuff, I was squatting down just as tomboyish as ever, squatting down, pumping the oil thing. I had to have me something to do. You got to give me a wrench or something. I may be by seven, but I was over there taking training wheels off my. I remember they told me don't take them training wheels off. I waited till they went in the house. I got under one of them pine trees. I went around to his tool thing and got me a wrench out and this other thing, like a crowbar thing, but it was shorter. And I went out there and I took them training wheels off. You know what my lesson was? I had to learn to ride that bike without them since I took them off. Because they told me don't take them off. I was probably about 7 years old at the most I can remember. I was very tomboyish. Very, 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 very. You saw me in Jabos and Buffalitos on this day, and then you saw me in high heels and a dress on this day. It's just the way I'm wired. So I know, even in my adult life, I kept me a job or two. or two. I kept me something on the side. I braided hair. I braided hair. Working 2 jobs, Office Depot and Best Buy, and braiding hair on the side. Okay? So, because I was a single mother, I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I've always, I'm the type I can go out there and change your oil for you, depending on what vehicle it is. I can change tires. I can do a whole lot. So, that was just a person trying to get under my skin. Knowing darn well it could be somebody that know me personally. Knowing darn well I don't have a lazy bone in my body. But I do get tired. And MGL needs to learn how to rest. I do need to learn how to rest. I do. I do. I literally do. I never tell nobody when I'm on my menstruation. My cycle. I don't do that. I'm not going to tell down to the when I'm on my cycle. But it seems like it's the only time I can get rest. That's why I need to make sure I have pre-recorded videos. You know what I'm saying? Or whatnot. So I just say, you know what? That way, because there's certain things you just don't let people know about you or that's happening with you at that time or whatnot. You just don't. That's why I'd rather have a lot. That's another reason why I said no, I can't do all live streams. Because when it's that time of the month, I'm not going to feel like walking around no kitchen, cooking and doing all this type of stuff and talking to y'all and stuff, and I'm cramping. I'm not finna do that. So that was another reason why I'm glad I talked to my friend and she's like, nah, don't do yourself like that where you got to do all live streams. Because it's days I'm not gonna feel like it. I'm not gonna feel like it. So I need to have pre-recorded videos. So I said, no, cool, I'll continue on the way I've been doing, because I'm not that type to let people know that far deep down when something going. You're not finna know the date and time I come on even though that changes, throughout the years or whatnot. That's something I tell my girls. You don't let nobody know when you're on your cycle. They don't need to know all that. But that is something that happens monthly with females. And I be tired. I literally be tired. I may not feel like being live. So it made sense. It literally made sense. So with all that, I am a human being. I have said it before and I said it again. I love y'all. So thank you, Christy L. Honey, I got that's all I know. That's all I know. And then trying to prep and stuff and stock up and these prices high. I gotta work, but I work best. And like I say, let me see. I worked for Walmart 3 times, Best Buy, Target, Wendy's, Home Depot, Publix. I've worked jobs. Did very good. But something always led me back. And I've had my own businesses. My own little business, own little setup, flea markets and all this. I done sold oils and perfumes and colognes. And I done did it. I done did it all. What works best for me is being on my own timing. And that was another issue. Going to Walmart, especially if it was that time of the month, and I would have these racist ones that come in. And, they want to throw the change at you. And I had one, he came in all the time. And he would always have big things of cat food, and he would drink a lot of drinks, a lot of sodas. And he would purposely put that stuff in the bucket with the barcode down. And I remember one time, it was that time of the month. I already wasn't feeling well. And I had to get down on my knees and tug on a 20-pound bag of feed to try to get in. He said, yeah, do your job. I had been noticing that every time he would come, and I wouldn't say no, be nice. So I have noticed every time he come, everything in his buggy, the barcode would be down where you had to pull, turn over, and he would have heavy stuff. I ain't gonna be treated like that if I can help it. If I can help it, throwing money at you, don't want to hand it to you, sit there and throw it on the thing and then sit there and go. And see, I know my mouth. One time I cut the light off and walked clean away from the register. I had some Mexicans came in, and when they're all together, if somebody look young in a bunch and there's alcohol, you got to check everybody's ID. And he knew I was finna ask for the boy that was with him ID, because he was just over 21. All the rest of them was over at the other register, and they had a case of corona. And when I went to ask for it, he walked off. I said, I can't sell you this because I need his ID. He's not with me. He's not with me. Yes, he was. I just saw y'all talking. I'm not finna lose my job or be in trouble for selling you alcohol, and I need the ID. They went and conjugated with the other ones that they was with, the grown ones and whatnot. And one of them said something, and I knew exactly what he said. Remember, I told y'all I have an uncle that speaks fluent Spanish. So he called me a B in Spanish. And I went off. It was busy. I went off. And I told him, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him. This was one that it would have been when Trump was in the first time, right? When I was at that Walmart. Yeah, it was Trump was in the first time. And I asked him. I said, do you want me to call Donald Trump? They looked, grabbed them bags and left. Call me out my name again. And you thought you did it in Spanish like I didn't understand what you just said. And I told everybody, because I yelled it at him, because that made me mad. And I told him, I said, you want me to call Donald Trump? When I tell you, what wasn't purchased got left right there. The ones that had grabbed their stuff, and I never forget him. He had on them sunglasses that has all the rainbow-like colors and whatnot. And then he knew exactly what that meant. Now, was I going to do it? No. But I had to let him know. You don't know Just because you speaking in your language and stuff, you don't call me out my name and stand. And then this the kicker. He didn't leave and do it. He was going in circles and stuff like I'm saying to myself, this little, if he don't go somewhere. And when he said it, like he like he was worked up. He was mad. Like he was finna do something. Come over this register and make me sell you this Corona. Come over this register and make me sell you this Corona. Once I said that, and the kicker was the couple registers that was over and stuff that saw it, everybody just bust out laughing. Because they heard what he said, but they didn't understand. I had one girl that worked there. She was Hispanic. And she was like, how did you know that? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. She was like, yeah, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. Because I was shocked when he said it, but I didn't think you knew what he said. Yeah, you weren't going to tell me what he said. You were just going to let it go. But I know what he said. So it's just like, and that's the good thing about it. I may be very transparent, but I would never tell everybody deep down how far or how much I know. I like to sit down and just let people wonder. I like to sit down and people hear me talk. They talk about my accent. They know where I'm from. They all this, but they don't understand I'm a hard worker and I like to learn stuff. So evidently, I know a whole lot than what I show. Which I show a whole lot, but I know a whole lot. And I constantly say, you don't know a person full background. You don't know who their family is. You don't know any of that. You don't know any of that down to the T. Like, everybody ain't gonna give strangers every single thing about them. So I like to sit back and just be like, okay, all right. You know? So, yeah, that's the kicker. So I have had so many jobs, but I do best when I am my own boss, you know? I do my own boss. That seems like it's just meant for me. You know what I'm saying? That is just meant for me to be. So everybody is different. Everybody is literally different. So yeah. So, and you know, I'm gonna say this, I don't agree with all the deportation and all that. When I said that, that was just to get him an understanding. Now, would I call anybody on him? Nah. That was to get him to understand. First of all, you shouldn't have called me that. Second of all, watch your mouth. Because, I mean, that was the time when Trump was in at first. You already got so much against you. A lot of people don't want you over here. I don't care if you're over here or not. I don't care. I don't care. As long as you ain't causing no thing, and I will say, just make yourself legal. Don't be over here illegal. Other than that, I don't care. I don't care. There's a lot of people that's nice, you know, a lot of Mexicans and stuff that's nice, and they build most of these houses and stuff. They do what a lot of Americans don't want to do. But then you do have some like that, though. And that's why I said what I said to him. That's why I said what I said to him, because he took me as somebody that wasn't going to understand what he had just said. And that could be anybody, because anybody can learn the language. You know what I'm saying? You can teach yourself. My daughter can hold a conversation in Japanese because she taught herself. Can I know? I can speak a little Yoruba because I've had African friends. We had friends that was military, but they was African. You know, Nigerian and Ghanaians, but there was military, and that's how we met. So I've had good friends as Yoruba. I can speak a little Yoruba, but looking at me, you probably will never know. And that's the thing people don't understand, and that was his problem. He did not. He thought he just, you know, and he was underage. And they tell us you would be in trouble if you do not. And sometimes they have little setups where they'll send an agent in undercover. And he may be with someone underage. And he may be very young. You don't know that. And there's times in different areas that you know, people have sold alcohol and did not follow the procedures, just for them to come back and say, hey, can you cut that light off? I need to speak to you. You know, I'm an agent. I was undercover. I came in and you sold me this and you didn't even look at his ID. Do you know how old he is? See, I ain't trying to go through all that. And I'm not finna allow you to put me through that. Once I would see you with the individual that has the alcohol, both or however many it is, gets ID. They get carded. That is the rules. That's how it go. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to do that. So, yeah. But, so I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way. I don't care. You know, I don't care. But hopefully he learned his lesson. And then the kicker, then you know what? I can't even say that. Because about 30 minutes later, I recognized one of the ones that was with the crew came in and went to another register. Which, as cashiers, when you don't sell to a group, you supposed to let your CSM know, which I was training to be a CSM. So I already knew these things. I had already took my CSM test. I was waiting on opening to, you know, open up. And then so I already knew. So once they left out, I cut my light when I was able to and went to each one of the cashiers to let them know, don't sell. And what did they do? About 30 minutes later, some of the ones that was in that group that was underage came back in, went and got another case of corona and went to a different line. And guess what? They didn't get sold. But it didn't get sold to them, but I bet you they did not cause a scene. But that's the protocol for it. You know, let the others know. And they did exactly what I expected them to do. And then they go out there and get drunk or get hurt or something. They gonna trace that back. Where did they get the alcohol from? They got it from Walmart. Once they go back and look at the cameras or look at the receipts, whichever way they want to do it, and get that cashier's register number, that cashier is in trouble. And just say they hurt somebody, why they intoxicated or whatnot. Those things happen. That's why you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all, I done said it. I'm gonna get off of here. And it's 12:22, and I have not put nothing in my mouth. I'm glad we did get the data text reading done today. I have enjoyed talking to y'all, but your girl got to get off. I'm gonna try to get those videos finished. I need to. But I'm gonna try to do some Spark delivery. I don't know if I go live, and while I'm doing that, it depends on what the delivery is. I don't know. I gotta do some research first, to make sure that's good. But now I'm learning. Can't let everybody, you know, they can know your hustle, but they can't see exactly how you do your hustle. Because, like they said at the facility, that seems like I was targeted. So I ain't trying to, you know, people don't want to see you doing nothing right. Disable homestead. Hey, I remember my granny taught me and my sister Pig Latin when we were 8 and 9 years old. We really thought we were learning a language. Turns out it wasn't a real language. Ooh, I understand, honey. I understand. When you going to do a live cooking video? I'll see how the gate today go. I may do one today, but definitely probably gonna start tomorrow and on. Because I got a lot of cooking to do. I'm gonna say this, and if y'all see it, then you know. But it is what it is. If people do whatever. I do want to do those cranberries. I do want to try to make some cranberry sauce out of cranberries, like y'all was telling me about. Okay. So I have a lot of different little cooking things that I need to do. I need to make my dressing. Y'all know I make my dressing every year for y'all. I think I normally been doing it in videos, but I will do a live for how I make my dressing. I am going to do that dairy-free macaroni and cheese. I don't know what we're going to have for greens. I don't know if I'm going to do cabbage greens or collard greens. I don't know, but I got a lot of different things, but they each gonna have their own live screen, okay? But I do have, because when I cook, like when I do my greens and stuff, I am going to cook enough to have 3 days worth of food, and then I want to cook enough to freeze. So when I do cabbages and stuff, I'm going to be cooking a lot of cabbage. And I'm glad I got my containers because I can fill those up. If we eat it for for lunch and dinner for 3 days. Lunch and dinner for 3 days. I should be able to make lunch and dinner for 3 days off of everything I'm going to cook. And then I want to have enough to go into freezer, for leftovers. And that way we can start, because let me tell you something. Those of you that want to freeze and cook, if you cooking, let this be your starter. When you cook your greens, especially if you ain't cooking for nobody but your household, cook a lot of them while they on sale. Cook so many of them. Take out enough for, if you want to eat this 2 or 3 days, and take out that rest and go ahead. That's why them bento containers come in handy, because I may do like a vegetable, greens, macaroni or something like that, a little bit of dressing on one, and then we have, so I can put that all in my bento. But I am gonna purchase me some of the bigger plastic containers, that way I could take the rest of it, that after I have at least 3 days of meals, I could take the rest of it and just go ahead and freeze it. And that will give you, give you a good head start on different things, okay? Because if you cook a lot of greens, you could wait till next week sometime and have some greens and some cornbread from what you made, you know what I'm saying? You just take it out the freezer. I'm not good at potato salad. Oh, you want me to make some potato salad? Now, y'all know I am watching my cholesterol. Okay, I don't want to go into no danger zone or nothing. So my stuff is gonna be made healthier, low fat, unsaturated as possible. Okay, so potato salad. What you want? Mustard or mayonnaise? They have two types: mustard or mayonnaise potato salad. I may be able to do some potato salad. Okay, I'm thinking, yeah. I've never done potato salad this time of year, but that would be good. That will be good. I may do some potato salad, okay? Just because you said it. Yeah, I'll make some. Especially having that pressure cooker, that works out because I can cook stuff a lot quicker. I freeze my greens like that every year. Yes, Cynthia Murray. And do that dressing too. If y'all making some dressing stuff, I plan on making a lot of dressing. And I'm going to tell you, I want to have dressing for the remainder of the year. So I plan on making a lot of dressing. Anyone you like, I'm not choice. Okay, Daisy. You see, mustard give me indigestion. So it may be mayo, but I'm going to have to make it with some light mayo, okay? I can make it, just make sure it's fat free or whatnot. Y'all know if y'all making it some other way, you can make it. So yeah, I'll make some potato salad. That shouldn't be hard. That shouldn't be hard at all. And I'm pretty sure everybody in here gonna enjoy the potato salad. They ain't gonna complain at all. So I'll make some. Yeah. So let me get off of here. Let me go put something in my bread basket. Feed my face. Get myself together, because I know I need to do some deliveries. I'm feeling a whole lot better. And yeah, I need to get hydrated and all that good stuff. So expect a lot of cooking videos coming. And videos coming to the indoor garden. I gotta show it to you. Have you thought about doing a live cook along with those of us who would be willing to participate. Not now, but sometime in the future. Yeah, we can do that. Why not now? If you want to do it now, I'll probably start. I'm trying to think. Wednesday. I know last year Kylie was supposed to do it and she didn't get a chance to do it because we were so busy and stuff. I know Kylie wanted to do sweet potato pie. So we do it from scratch. So I'm trying to think. When would be a good time? Some telling me to go ahead and do like my dressing tomorrow and just freeze it. Like just do a whole lot of dressing, a whole lot of dressing, a whole lot of dressing. And then have my what I'm gonna freeze and some containers. And then the pan that I'm gonna have for this week, have it, to the side. Sometimes because the dressing, um, the baking stuff needs to be out the way. And on Wednesday, I can do greens and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, shoot, if I don't go ahead and start making cornbread this evening or something, I'll let y'all know. I don't know. Let me write this stuff out because I had said I want my dressing and any she wanted to do sweet potato pie, so I want that out the way. Because that's what you got to do, a lot of baking and all that. When you got pots and stuff on the stove, when you cooking this and you cooking, that's a little easy. But when my dressing, the way I'm making and chopping up my bell pepper, my onions and celery and all that stuff, and then I gotta boil the chicken up and I do my own broth. Sometimes I may put store-bought broth, but this year I'm doing my own broth. So from when I boil my chicken and I gotta wash eggs, I got eggs, so many eggs in there on the floor. I got to wash eggs and stuff. So I may be able to. I'll probably do all the preparation for washing eggs and getting them and stuff put up, and I may start. I may do dressing tomorrow. It just depends on how my driving go to today, or whatnot, and I would definitely let y'all know because I do not want to have a lot of pressure on me. But I am going to take this as something that I can go ahead and have a lot of food cooked up and frozen. So I do need to go get some more containers, some big freezer containers to put like big stuff like that in. Because once I take it out the freezer, defrost it like next week sometime, then I can do my meal plates. And that way they'll be, set for, and I ain't got to do a lot of cooking. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So let me get off of here. Good ahead and start cooking your bread. Oh, go ahead and start cooking. Yes, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I gotta wash eggs. that's something I gotta do. I gotta wash eggs. I got so many eggs that needs to be washed. That way I can have them for my cornbread. I'm gonna need eggs for the pie she wants to do. I'm gonna need eggs for it was what I was gonna need. Oh, I don't know if these folks gonna have me doing devil eggs. Either way, I need a lot of stuff out the way so I can just do the easy stuff on Wednesday. Okay? Yeah. So with that being said, y'all, let me get off of here. Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. That sounds good. Sweet potato pie. Yes, honey. Yes. But we're going to do it the healthy way. The healthy way, but still be very, very good. Have you? Oh, okay. I read that one. So, thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all so much. And I shall see y'all in the next one if it's God's will, okay? Y'all be safe. Love y'all. Bye.